I will have a detailed look at one of the coolest baitcaster reels I ever reviewed, and it's called Loongze A101 Basic, but there is nothing basic about this reel at all. Everything is pretty much excellent. In any case, let's start with the specification. So the frame is aluminum CNC machined, meaning it's super tough, but the reel itself is only 160 grams. And gear ratio is 7.1 to 1, and it picks up 75 centimeters of line per ton. Then it has 13 ball bearings, and drag rating is 7 kilograms. But by far the most impressive specification is this. This reel, being very small, still it can cast from 3 to 28 grams. Just wow. What it means, just look. 3 gram lure, 9 gram lure, 18 gram lure. And you can add jig heads and so on, and still 12 centimeter or 13 centimeter lure is not a problem with this baby reel. This is very, very impressive. So before going any further, I will show you the box and what you get with the reel. So simple paper box, some paperwork, and little bag made out of some cloth. Okay, that's it. And now let's have a look at this reel. So I guess I will compare the sizes to tiny reels like this Daiwa 80 frame, and you will see how much smaller this one is. But before we do that, I guess let's look at all the moving parts and how well this one is put together. In any case, every single time I take out a Loongze reel, and there is a little bit awe moment because they are so well, built. Everything is so tight, they are so smooth, and so on. So let's begin. First of all, the knobs, right? Just observe this gap between this knob and the handle itself. And you won't be able to see anything. I don't feel anything, and just solid. Just look how well it spins still. Excellent. Another one. Just wow. Just wow. Then let's have a look at how gears are put together. So I will grab onto the spool and will try to wobble about the handle itself. Nope, solid. And now in and out movement. I can't feel anything either, so pretty solid here. Now the line releaser knob in this position. Wow, like no slop whatsoever. It's just like, it feels almost like it's welded, that it wasn't supposed to move. And then in this position, it kind of moves on the high pressure, but it's not wobbly. I can just nudge it a little bit, but yeah, excellent here too. I don't even know if you can see it on the spool releaser knob. There is like a rough surface in the middle, just to make sure, that the user has better, grip on the knob. And it sounds really cool. Another very cool design element is screws, or how the side plate is attached. So basically you won't be able to see a single screw on this side, and they are all neatly concealed from this side. You'll see one here, and the third is under the spool, and they are all easy to access. Kind of similar design to Daiwa's, just even better, because for Daiwa you have to have like a fine diameter screwdriver just to be able to get through this hole, in here. As soon as I can show you actually, instead of trying to explain. Basically the third screw is just here, as you can see, in the area where spool covers. So meaning, that there are no holes to access it. You just go through this main hole where the spool goes and just access it. Excellent design, really, really good. Well done, Loongze. Now, clicking parts, right? So you heard that drag starts clicking already, and those are really, really nice clicks. Very positive. Now, spool tension dial. Clicks nicely. Beautiful. Let's check if it works. It does. Now another clicking part is brake or brakes wheel. Clicks too, and also it has, I would say, if not the best, but I would say maybe this reel would be in a tie with other reel that I like when it comes to drag clicker. Just listen for it. I will take this reel out of the shot and will put it closer to the mic so you'll be able to hear better. So yeah, excellent, excellent. Yeah, like the sound is not maybe super loud, but it's not quiet either, so pretty excellent. And also the clicks are very, very kind of short, meaning you know that there is no vibration on the reel itself as the drag clicker is going off. So now let's quickly talk about the materials I mentioned already. So main frame is made out of CNC machined aluminum, and they think that it should be like 20% sturdier than, let's say, cast aluminum frame, or even more stronger than carbon or plastic frames. I mean, I can't do anything to this tiny reel. And side plate, I believe, is aluminum as well. And then handle is aluminum. Drag star, I want to say aluminum too. So pretty much it's all metal, you know. This plate is aluminum too. So yeah, and it weighs only 160 grams, I believe. Let's quickly check. Pretty certain when I checked it before it was 159. I was thinking specifications were bang on. Okay, let's use something. Yeah, see, 159.8. So yeah, just under 160 grams. Pretty impressive, right? And what also is impressive, they think that the line roller, right, it's kind of elevated, and it is elevated if I would compare to this, let's say, diver, right, reel in the casting position. You would see that line guide is way more up compared to diver, like probably half a centimeter or so. And they think that this design should improve casting distance about 30%, because the line kind of is going not down on the cast, but straight of the spool. So there is no angle between the spool as the line is leaving, you know, it's leaving straight. Again, I just will trust this design and what they are saying. Practice will tell the true story, I guess. Now, I guess let's dig in, or let's actually, before digging in, let's have a look at this side, right? So, brake wheel is very, very well done. It has from like actually, not too certain if you can see, it says like not zero, but like small round thing, as in like its brakes are off, I believe, and then it has 0, and from 0 a few clicks to 1, like 3 clicks, and all the way up to 8. I absolutely love how they concealed brakes wheel. As you can see, it has like little slot where the wheel goes into, and it's impossible to change the brakes by accident. But as soon as you put your finger in here, it's easy. Excellent, probably one of the best I've seen. And the wheel itself, you know, it's not small, it's quite large, you know, just for the ease of the user, I guess. Excellent, excellent. And now when you want to get inside, there is a switch, and then you just pull the brakes off, or brakes side plate, I want to say. And design is kind of a diver like, so it has inductor that is moving, if you can see it, and the spool is not too deep, but it's not shallow as well, so you can add a decent amount of line. Let's take a weight of the spool actually, because I don't know how heavy it is. I would say it will be like maybe 10 grams. It was a good guess. I wasn't far off. So yeah, 10 grams, and you know, for this weight, and meaning the sides of the spool will be of a decent thickness, you know, just to accommodate larger lures up to 28 grams. Great decision. And I believe the diameter of the spool is 34 millimeters. Let's quickly confirm that. Yep, 34. So relatively big spool, but I have no idea actually. Well, it's just, I guess, like very precisely engineered reel, because the spool is quite big, but the reel is tiny. And how tiny? Look, here I got this Daiwa SV TW, and yeah, they are different colors, so I'm not too certain how you will see on camera, but the thing is just tiny compared, and in every direction. So it's like, I would say narrower, maybe 6 millimeters or so. Then yes, similarly tall, like at the highest point on this Loongze, the highest point is here because this line guide is elevated, but like I measured beforehand, and I believe I was able to get here like 38, as you can see, highest dimension, and here I believe it was similar. See? So it's very, very similar when it comes to the height. So very, very low profile, and also this one is just way shorter. I hope you can see on camera. I mean, like just by looking at those two reels, I just can't believe how small this one is. I would say that probably smallest or second smallest BFS reels when it comes to these low profile, not like round ones. This one will be, but again, the smaller than this one will be only like high star GIU, which is BFS reel casting up to 10 grams. This one, like, you know, can cast almost 30, 28. So yeah, huge difference in size, you know. This is pretty small reel already, you know, Daiwa 80 frame, but this one is just micro. Now these fancy brakes that they call MBS. So, and it is impressive. Now I gotten it on 0 and just inspect how long they spin. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. Let's try once again. Before I was able to get to 10. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. So about 10 seconds spool spins when it's on 0 or like no brakes, but just look, when it's on maximum. 1, 2, I mean, it's 1 Mississippi, 2, I mean, it's just a couple of seconds of that. And from experience, I just know when brakes do perform like that from minimum to maximum, the casting performance will be off the charts. So yeah, so far impressive stuff. And now let's talk a little bit about smoothness and so on. So this reel is super smooth. I would say it is as smooth from memory as this one was when it was new. Now it's still a smooth and nice reel, but I would say this is on par when this one was new. Now when it comes to power transmission, so obviously, you know, it's a new reel, it's a tiny reel, I don't need much to get the spool spinning. So yeah, you'll be very happy with smoothness and power delivery. And also it has quite a big handle, you know, it might be actually bigger than this dive. I won't be surprised. I should measure. I think it is 0.5 centimeter or 5 mils longer handle, you know, smaller reel but longer handle, meaning, you know, that you'll be able to crank those bigger lures and bigger fish way easier. And also one more thing that I didn't talk about was how well this drag not only sounds, but how well it performs. Quite often you will get, you know, a reel that, yes, it has a drag clicker, but adjustment of the drag is not, you know, fantastic. Here it is really great. I would say one of the best I ever seen. So basically on zero drag, you know, basically I can almost go with one finger, but I just need, I don't know, go like 5 clicks, and it's way harder. I can't do it anymore. And yeah, it just like, you know, feels like a high quality precision instrument, you know. So yeah, can't wait to test it out. Like on paper and what I'm seeing now, it is very impressive, you know, especially when you consider how smooth it is, how small it is, and still it can cast, you know, those bigger lures. So bottom line, do I recommend this reel? After my first impressions, before I performed any casts with this reel, easily, it looks like a solid reel, very well built, and from what I've seen, casting will be just like next level compared to, you know, divers are good casters, but this one just will be miles better. And if you will decide to have a look at this reel, the only place I know you can get this reel from, at least in the UK, is Needham's Tackle, and you can get it cheaper there by using that coupon code that I will leave in the description below. So yeah, check it out. I believe they do these reels in a few different colors, like this dark gray, almost black. There is silver, I believe, and light gray as well. So should cover all tastes. But yeah, check those links in the description below. And I can promise you that there will be a separate video me using and testing this reel. I believe I will put this reel on, you know, it's a very high quality reel, impressive actually, so I believe I'll put it on Pure Lure Realm or Handing Blast, or one of these rods, and will have a cast about, you know, just to make sure that the rod can cover most of the range that this reel can cover. So yeah, that will be an interesting test. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Over and out.